Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and it is once again that time of the week. That's right, as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at a few of the biggest video game news stories that we got this week. We're also going to look at some of the biggest video game announcements that took place this last week, and of course, we will check out the biggest video game releases you're not going to want to miss. But do me a quick favor, if this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join in on the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. Now, we did finally get the pre-order date for the Nintendo Switch 2 after its original pre-order date was postponed in both the US and Canada. Pre-orders went live on April 24th with no change in console prices, but accessories did see some price increases. The midnight launch was, well, it was pretty rough, although we were able to secure our pre-order from Walmart. So, well, now we wait to see if it is going to show up by 8 a.m. on June 5th as advertised. My fingers are crossed, and I am counting down the days to get my hands on that new console. Now, we also had the annual Star Wars celebration take place last weekend in Tokyo, Japan. I guess it's not annual. It's every 3 years. The next one's going to be in LA. We're going to be looking to go to that one in 2027. But the celebration of everything from a galaxy far, far away gave us a look at upcoming Star Wars movies, television shows, along with a few video game announcements. We did get a DLC announcement for Star Wars Outlaws titled A Pirate's Fortune, which includes Hondo, which is a character found in the Galaxy's Edge Disney theme park lands on the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride. We also got an augmented reality VR game with pod racing included in the game. I don't know if it's just pod racing or what. It looks like that's what it is. It's titled Star Wars Beyond Victory. I think I'm going to pick this up, so if I can figure out how to hook up my MetaQuest to the computer, I'll record some gameplay and we'll check that out together. And Star Wars The Old Republic had an official trailer, and Star Wars Zero Company, a brand new strategy game, was announced. Now, another reveal showcase took place this week as Bethesda had a showcase for The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remaster, and the game was shadow dropped on the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox Series systems, as well as being a day one release on Game Pass. So, hey, you can actually go jump in and check the game out right now. So far, fans of the game and series seem to be really happy with the game, with a few quality of life improvements. Also, the DLC is included, and there is rumor that a Nintendo Switch 2 version is also in the works. Next up, let's take a look at some gaming announcements. And Rooftops and Alleys received a release date announcement trailer this week, and well, I think this game looks like a ton of fun. The game is a multiplayer parkour game where you can race through the city competitively or just flow in free roam. The game is releasing on June 17th for the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems, and I will definitely be checking this game out, so stay tuned to the channel for that. Now, Voidling Bound received an official reveal trailer this week. The game is a creature collector style game that plays like a third-person shooter, kind of creature crafter, where you can evolve your creatures through branching paths, gene editing, and breeding, and then you can use them to explore a strange planet. The game comes from ex-Skylander devs. At this time, only a PC version has been announced with a 2026 release window, but I do expect this is going to come to consoles also. Now, Linked. Banner of the Spark received a console reveal trailer along with a May 22nd release date. The game looks promising as you take control of the main character that has a robot arm, which does appear to be upgradable in what is being called a roguelite with the rich progression and charm of a life sim with action RPG gameplay and customization. Playable both solo or co-op, the game is getting releases on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series systems on May 22nd, joining the PC version of the game. Now, Ready or Not received an official console announcement trailer this week, showing off a hyper-realistic first-person shooter-style game. In the game, you play as an operator of a police SWAT team in the fictional American city of Los Sueños. In the midst of a violent crime wave, the game is scheduled to release this summer on the PlayStation 5 as well as Xbox Series systems, joining the PC version, which is available now. All right, gamers, let's finish up with this week's new video game releases. Now, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 released this week on the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox Series systems, and it was also a day one release into Game Pass. The game is a turn-based role-playing game with real-time mechanics where you have to lead members of Expedition 33 on their quest to destroy the Paintress, so she can never paint death again. You will explore a world of wonders inspired by Belle Epoque France and battle unique enemies. Now, the 100-line Last Defense Academy released this week on the Nintendo Switch and PC via Steam. The game is a tactical role-playing game with a strong narrative and interesting characters taking place in a futuristic world where inhabitants live in a giant enclosure where even the sky is a projection. Now, we played an early version of the game here on the channel, and I will link that video at the end of this one, so definitely check that out. Also, Fatal Fury City of the Wolf released this week on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. And this game does continue the return of classic fighting game franchises with another stellar fighting game. This time, SNK clocks in with their marquee franchise, Fatal Fury, bringing Terry Bogard back to his original stomping grounds after stints in games like Street Fighter VI and Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, we also once again received a new classic game added to the Nintendo Switch online service, this time in the Game Boy Advance library of games. And, well, once again, we are getting a strategy-based RPG game. Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones was added to the service in this iteration of the long-running series. Twin heirs to the throne of Renias, Erica and Ephraim, fight to free their kingdom and uncover the secret behind their former allies' treachery. Now, we did jump in and check out the game here on the channel, so I'll link that video at the end of this one also. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on April 25th. The week started with us getting news about all the upcoming Star Wars projects in the works from movies, shows, and video games. Then, we jump back into the HBO adaptation of The Last of Us as we anticipate that one scene from the second game and how a whole new audience will react. And the week ended with us successfully getting our pre-order in for a Nintendo Switch 2 console as we now start the countdown to June 5th when we will finally get our hands on the future of Nintendo. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments. And thanks for joining us today, gamers. Make sure if you're new to the channel, you hit that subscribe button, and we hope to see you on the next one. Shoge World, out.